Happening right now, an early morning fire in the city of Buffalo is arson. Well, the latest details from police. Plus, new developments are expected today in the case against the man accused of setting the old Pink on fire. What charges a Buffalo man now faces as he prepares to head into the courtroom this morning. And a local chicken chain is expanding its footprint into the North Towns. We'll tell you where it's planning its new location.
From the station on your side, Channel 2 News Midday starts now.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for Midday. It is Thursday, January 2nd. I'm Kelly Dudzik. We're covering those stories and more for you today, but we want to get right to the weather now as lake effect snow warning is issued for most of western New York through Sunday night. Southern Erie, Wyoming, Chautauqua, and Cattaraugus counties are all included in that warning. Here's a live look over Chautauqua Lake right now as snow continues making its way through our area this morning. Here in Buffalo, though, things are pretty quiet. Storm Team 2 Chief Meteorologist Patrick Hammers up on the rooftop with a check of your forecast. Good morning, Patrick.
Good morning, Kelly. Yeah, it's decidedly quiet here in Buffalo. However, across the southern tier, that's where the snow is on the go, and it will pretty much stay there, it looks like, through the day today, where periods of snow will move through Cattaraugus and Chautauqua counties. In fact, as you look, you can see down into Salamanca. There it is. It's snowing pretty good right now with a steady stream of snow coming off Lake Erie, and lake effect snow will continue to move through it looks like the southern tier as we go through the afternoon. So get ready for that. As we move forward, you will see that we've got periods of snow expected in the forecast. It looks like through the day today, south of Buffalo, which is where we're expecting some, a couple of inches of snow. Otherwise, quiet weather. It looks like southern Erie County and up and through Buffalo in the North Towns as well. It's currently 32, 29 in East Aurora, 25 in Ellicottville, where you're getting some snow as well. As we move forward, you will see that there is some streams of lake effect snow coming off Lake Erie, but as you can see, primarily from Rochester and then down into the southern tier, Ellicottville getting some handsome snow, no doubt about that, with the ski areas loving that. As we head into the afternoon, that's expected to continue. We will have a look at your complete forecast, Kelly, with more snow expected as we head into the weekend that's coming up.
All right. Thank you, Patrick. Developing right now, Buffalo police are investigating the first deadly shooting of the year in Buffalo. They say this happened early Wednesday morning on Ivy Street, which is near MLK Park between Genesee and Walden. Right now, details are very limited, but we do know a first aid call came in around 6:30. Police officers and firefighters got there and found someone who had been shot multiple times. Anyone with information that could lead to an arrest should call police immediately. The Buffalo Fire Department's investigating an arson this morning at a vacant home on Deschler Street. There's about $75,000 worth of damage. That cause is under investigation, and anyone with information about that should also call Buffalo Police. Less than 30 minutes from now, the man accused of setting the old Pink on fire will go before a federal judge. John Burns is set to be arraigned today on arson charges. Burns has been in the custody of U.S. Marshals after completing a program for physical and mental health issues in December. Today, his lawyers will argue whether he should be released back into the public. 11:03 now, the city of Buffalo is looking to fix its budget deficit. Well, the Common Council agreed last week to use American Rescue Plan funds to fill some of the budget gap. Next year's deficit could still be tens of millions of dollars. So last month, the acting finance commissioner said the current budget deficit is $17.6 million based off of numbers from September. In past years, the city used rescue plan funds to replace missing revenue. Since that money's no longer available, acting mayor Chris Scanlon says he's not ruling out tax increases or layoffs at City Hall.
Yeah, I think you're going to have to talk about everything. The last thing you want to do is lay people off and raise taxes a large amount. But then the reality of the situation is we need revenue. We need to prioritize spending, and we'll figure it out over the course of the next few months how we get there.
Any sense of how much revenue?
Two on Your Side has also learned that budget talks are expected to begin within the next few weeks. The cannabis industry is growing in New York State. The governor's office confirmed this week that it's reached more than $1 billion in total retail sales since it was legalized for recreational use in 2021. The state says it's issued or approved more than 5,200 licenses, permits, and registrations since 2023. The state has also collected more than $80 million in taxes, fees, and revenue from fines during the last fiscal year. If you're a National Fuel customer, prepare to dig a little deeper into your wallet, as the new year means a new rate hike. You'll see a $6 increase on your next bill, followed by another $6 increase in October, then a third $6 increase in October of 2026. If you have NYSEG or RG&E, you can expect a rate increase in May. On May 1st, the average NYSEG customer will see an additional $11.34 added per month for electric and $4 for gas. The average RG&E customer will pay almost $7 extra a month for gas and $5.40 for electric and $5.40 for gas. 11:06 now in Midday, and one local burger and fried chicken joint is expanding this year. Our partners at Buffalo Business First report Cluck Cluck Moo is adding a new location in Snyder. It's coming to 2075 Kensington Avenue, where Bob and John's used to be. The restaurant that has current locations on Elmwood and Hurdle and in Clarence is known for smash burgers and hot chicken. Pending final approvals from the town and state, an early spring opening is expected for Snyder. Next on Midday, well, the latest from Washington as the race for Speaker of the House picks up, as President-elect Trump is just a couple of weeks away now from resuming his post in Washington, D.C. And as more details this morning are coming out about the fiery explosion at Trump Tower in Las Vegas, as police continue looking into the motive. This morning, the FBI continues a wide-ranging investigation into the deadly New Year's Day attack in New Orleans. That investigation now includes the suspect's home in Houston and a short-term rental in New Orleans. NBC's Jay Gray is in New Orleans this morning with the latest.
Well, there is still an active investigation going on here in New Orleans. We are on Canal Street in the middle of what's usually a bustling street. Here it is shut down. So is this area of the French Quarter behind us, Bourbon Street, where all of this took place, as investigators continue to work through any evidence they can find and try and piece together how and why all of this happened. It's an investigation that is also taking place in Texas, the suspect's home being searched by federal agents there, and an Airbnb, a home rental here in New Orleans, also being looked at as a place where possibly some of the explosive devices were built, and perhaps a place where the suspect worked with other accomplices. The FBI saying that they're not certain that he acted alone, and so they're trying to figure out exactly who he may have been working with. 15 dead, dozens injured and still in the hospital. That suspect, 42-year-old Shamsuddin Jabbar, an Army veteran who did serve and was deployed to Afghanistan in 2009. He, though, again, may have been working with others, and so what the FBI has told us is that they are actively pursuing some people of interest, not calling them suspects at this point, but people of interest, though there have been no arrests since the attack. All of that going on while, after being postponed the night of the attack, the Sugar Bowl, which is a part of the college playoffs, is set to take place here later this afternoon. Some have pushed back, saying there needs to be more time, but the superintendent of police here in New Orleans says this city is ready to host that event.
We are in partnership with many other partners, both local, federal, military, police, and so forth will be here. And so we are going to have absolutely hundreds of officers and staff lining our streets, lining Bourbon Street, lining the French Quarters.
And we are learning from New Orleans police that Bourbon Street will be reopened at some point today to pedestrian traffic. The investigation, though, of course, will continue here. That's the very latest from New Orleans. I'm Jay Gray, NBC News.
Meanwhile, crews have towed the Cybertruck that exploded in Las Vegas yesterday outside of the Trump International Hotel. It was packed with containers of gas and large fireworks. The person in the truck died and several other people near it got hurt, but they are expected to be okay. Investigators don't have a motive just yet, but say there is no longer a threat to the public. About 300,000 Ford trucks are on the recall list this morning. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says certain 2020 through 2022 F-Series models may have potential issues with the fuel pump that could cause a loss of power. Ford says it's not aware of any crashes, injuries, or fires linked to the fuel pump issue. The company says a free fix will be provided. Next year at midday, the roster list for this year's Pro Bowl was just announced this morning. We'll find out which Bills players made the team up next.
Rooftop Weather is sponsored by Seneca Resorts and Casinos. Nothing else comes close.
We're going to send you now to New Orleans, where there is an update on the terrorist attack. All right, so we are waiting for that press conference to start in New Orleans. There you can see people starting to gather at the podium. They will be bringing us an update on the investigation into the terrorist attack that happened yesterday on Bourbon Street in the early morning hours of the new year, around 3 o'clock in the morning. We are expecting new information potentially this morning. There were a lot of unanswered questions yesterday that we still had. We do know that the person who drove the truck in that attack is dead. He is a 42-year-old man from Texas who served in the U.S. military. He was also apparently renting an Airbnb in New Orleans. That's where investigators are this morning. They're also searching his home in the Houston area this morning as well. You can see the media is gathered there waiting for officials to come out to give an update in New Orleans. All right, so we will bring that to you as soon as it starts. It looks like it's obviously delayed there. We also got news this morning about the Bills as they look to wrap up the regular season on the road this weekend, facing the Patriots. As we've mentioned, the Bills are looking to take on a different approach for Sunday's game. Head coach Sean McDermott confirmed this week they'll be using a blend of both starters and backups. We can still expect Josh Allen to start, but he'll only be playing for a small part of the game. This comes as Allen looks to hold on to a stat that's important to him because he currently holds the longest active quarterback starting streak in the NFL with 114 consecutive starts. Brett Favre holds the NFL record with 297.
We're not close to anywhere near that record. It's a long ways away. But kind of the old adage about golf, like if you want to birdie them all, you got to birdie the first, right? So I don't know, it's something that means a lot to me of just making sure that I've been available, playing through things throughout the year and throughout the years, I should say. So yeah, it means a lot to me. So I'm glad I get to start.
In terms of an injury update, Sean McDermott announced that Terrell Bernard will not be playing this weekend in New England. Bernard is dealing with a quad injury. Speaking of the Bills, Josh Allen and Deion Dawkins were both named to the AFC rosters for this year's Pro Bowl. It's Allen's third selection for the games in his career, and he's earned the selection by becoming the first player in NFL history with at least 25 touchdown passes and 10 rushing touchdowns in multiple seasons. Both players were one of 3 selected for their respective positions on the roster. The Pro Bowl is Sunday, February 2nd. The Sabres are on the ice tonight for the first time in 2025. They're hoping that a new year brings a fresh start. The Dallas Stars snapped their winning streak on New Year's Eve. Buffalo managed to score 2 goals in that one, with Jason Zucker and Beck Malestein finding the back of the net. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen stopped 29 shots for the Sabres, but goaltending wasn't the issue this time around.
I mean, he's fantastic. Yeah, we obviously have all the trust in the world with him in there, and this last stretch he's been absolutely phenomenal for us. But I think with that we need to find it to make his job a little bit easier too. You know, if he can make 2 or 3 big saves for us in a game, I like our odds of coming out on top. But he shouldn't have to make 6 or 7. So great chance for us to look at those things, what we can do a little bit better, help him out a little bit more.
The team takes on the Avalanche in Denver tonight with a puck drop scheduled for 9 p.m. 11:20, and Patrick is keeping his eyes on the snow today. We have not seen much here in Buffalo. There was a slight dusting on my car.
And that's probably all we're going to see here.
Okay.
This lake effect is pretty much for the southern tier. In fact, take a look at those that want to shred.
Ooh.
We head to Etiquetteville, Holiday Valley, and yes, conditions look really good here, given that we had some melting over the last couple of days. Now some freshies coming in, as what we call skiing on some fresh snow. That is going to be taking place, it looks like, through today, tonight, and even into tomorrow. Farther to the north in Buffalo, it's going to be more of a breezy day with a mix of clouds and sun, maybe a passing snow shower. But again, this is a southern tier ski country affair with this latest round of lake effect snow. In fact, you can see it there. Pretty healthy amounts of snow from Jamestown to Cherry Creek, Sinclairville, Pekin Peak, towards Randolph and Salamanca, getting into the snow, towards Olean and almost to Wellsville. So this is where the zone of heavy lake effect snow, because the wind is not southwesterly, which brings it, closer to Buffalo. This is more westerly, northwesterly, which brings it into Chautauqua and Cattaraugus counties. In fact, you can see that on Future Look. It's going to kind of stay in that area through the day today, even into tonight. Quiet weather, though, from Lockport to Buffalo up towards the falls. Tomorrow, though, there's a weak cool front that's going to sag south that could produce a burst of snow here in Buffalo in the afternoon. But again, the lion's share of the snow, even tomorrow, will be across southern Erie County and into Cattaraugus and Chautauqua counties, where I think, 6 to 10 inches of snow, a possibility, whereas in Buffalo, a coating to maybe an inch over the next 2 days is kind of what we're thinking. You can see that in our Future Look forecast. From Cassadaga to even south of Eden, we could get up to a foot of snow. Springville, Arcade, down towards, again, Ashford Hollow, Randolph, Salamanca, looks like Mayville getting into that. To the north, though, as you can see, just a coating to a little bit of light snow. Some snow showers coming off Lake Ontario, possibly from Lockport over towards Medina. And then for the southern areas, look at this. Yeah, some healthy totals here in the hills of Chautauqua and Cattaraugus County. But notice the totals really drop off the farther north you go. So cloudy with some snow showers. It will be breezy today. Westerly winds 10 to 20, gusting to near 30 to 35 miles an hour. And then for tonight, mostly cloudy down to 27. Long range forecast. No weather impact alert for Buffalo and Niagara County. It looks like we're just going to see off and on snow showers through Saturday. A larger system passes to our south Sunday and Monday, so we're going to keep it dry here. Snow showers possible by the middle of next week. A weather impact alert for the South Towns in the southern part of the South Towns. Angola to, let's say, Colden, Boston Hills, and then snow showers through the weekend. And then more chill as we head to